What's going on, people? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. We have beaten Wolves at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's finished. Tottenham 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. I'm joined by Marlon. Marlon, firstly, how are you today? I mean, that must have made you feel better after last week.
Of course. You know, a win always makes everyone feel better. But you know, still the same problems. But you know, a great win.
There's always the same problem.
Let's be positive today.
Yeah, exactly. What do you make of the performance today, Marlon?
Well, one thing I'd like to address is last time I was on, everyone was moaning because I said DELE needed more minutes. But as you can see today, he needs more minutes. He's that little bit of craft that you kind of need sometimes in that midfield. And for someone like Wolves today, you saw it. It was that imagination. He wasn't rigid and, you know, things like that. So it just made he made things tick and everything was going through him, which was surprising. And, you know, Wolves couldn't handle him today. You know, there was parts of the first half where he was trying to, you know, as DELE does, get into the game. But as soon as he got into it, you know, the chance where we hit the post twice, that's down to him being clever. You know, he sees Kane running behind him. Bowles, you know, decided to run. But, you know, he's held it as long as he could before he made the clinical pass. And, you know, great save from the keeper. Great save.
Yeah, no, exactly. I thought he was really good. You were right. You were absolutely right. The more minutes you get your rhythm back, and he was really good today. Maybe you should take the manager's job, Marlon.
Well, mate, I was saying the other day, someone asked me about Winksy, and I was like, you know what, we should actually go to Southampton with James Ward-Prowse and actually give him a swap. You know, add 10 million on, get James Ward-Prowse in. You know,
I don't know if that was going to happen.
You never know.
I don't know about that one, but
you got James Ward-Prowse is at a certain age now, and you got to look at it and go, he probably wants to better himself, get into that England squad. Why not make the move to Spurs? You know, if not us, someone else. So it's there. We've got to, you know, with Winks, he's very split with the fan base, and even when he came on today, as soon as you saw him come on, you knew exactly what he was coming on to do. He was coming to make, you know, shore it up and just do easy passes, make sure that we weren't, you know, going forward, do it, you know, and things like that. And that's what Winks is for. If you want a simple game, bring on Winks. But if you want a goal, Winks ain't the player for us anyway.
I see your point. I don't know, but I think there's better options out there than him. Than Ward-Prowse. But yeah, no, I agree with you. If we can upgrade him for somebody of somebody like that, then yeah, great. But what did you think of, obviously, some of the other players that came in? I thought Dyer was much better this week, and obviously Tanganga came in. I thought he did well.
Tanganga actually played well, yeah. Tanganga, I'll give you. Dyer, you know, Fabio Silva, you're kind of looking at it going, if he lets him in, you might as well just quit.
Yeah, I mean, I was referring to Dyer up against Adama. I thought again when Traore was up against Dyer, I thought Dyer did well. I mean, like you said, if Fabio Silva had scored today, conceding to goals to Joel Linton and Fabio Silva in the space of 8 weeks is not ideal. But
no, not ideal at all.
I thought Dyer did well coping with Adama today.
I think where Højbjerg was actually a lot better today and looked a bit more sharper, it just put less pressure on that defense. And actually, that's where Dyer and Toby, because like Toby most of the time had the ball at his feet, he barely did any defending today. And that's what you got to look at, is how much defending did we seriously do. So actually, when we are going forward, Dyer probably is going to look good. But it's, again, if there was any bit of pressure on it, there was a bit where him and Harry Kane got a bit confused. I think it was for Saïss's header, but again, it didn't go in, so it's fine. You know, for today, it's fine.
For the nothing games at the end of the season, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because you look at today and you go, actually, you know, Wolves have come there today, and it's the end of the season for them, and they've got nothing to play for. We had to put in a performance, so today was a day for the players to show who wants to be here and who doesn't.
Yeah, no, I agree, and whilst I agree with that, I thought everyone on the pitch did really well. I thought it was a really professional performance from the whole team. They knew what they had to do. Everyone knew their roles, and I thought they did really well on the whole, with a few, you know, scares here and there.
Yeah,
but look, that's expected. I think we go into every game knowing that there's going to be at least a chance or two for the opposition with our defence.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really professional performance today. Anyone else stand out for you in particular?
No, I think Bowles. I thought Bowles was poor today.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was poor. He didn't really offer much. When he got on the ball, he was what you expected. but I felt him and Son probably wasn't at the level I've expected from them for the whole season. I believe Bale's played better. But, you see Bale against, bottom six sides where he scored and stuff, and he was, he was more in the game. But today I just thought every time he got the ball, it just felt like nothing was going to happen. And that was personally to me. I know a lot of people are sitting there saying, he played well today, but it wasn't. I expect more from him. He's getting paid a lot of money to be here, and it's a Wolves side that have basically, are on the beach. Let's be honest, they're on the beach, and I just didn't feel he got in the game as much as he should. And even, so that's for me. I think Bale wasn't great. Everyone else can sit there and go, yeah, we played well today. But him and Son, I kind of felt just needed a little bit more. And it's probably, if I looked at the Leeds performance last week, if we wasn't winning today, I think everyone would have been saying that Bale didn't play that well either. So, but because of the victories there, it just looks different.
No, I agree with that to an extent. I think Bale did really well at times today. Look, I agree he could have done more up against the side that were on the beach and had a right back at left back.
Yeah.
But so I see both sides of it. I do think he did well. I thought he tried it. I thought he created. I thought he worked hard, made runs off the ball. He kept the ball. And obviously the finish, and it was his shot that led to the second goal.
Yes.
So I'm not going to be too critical of him for that performance. But on the whole, I see where you're coming from. For the amount, I agree with you. For the amount that he gets paid, look, he can
and
do.
You got to look at it
because you know what it's because as Tottenham fans, we know what he can. Well, as any football fan would know, you know what he can do.
But you got to look at it like we literally had their backs were up against the wall, and if their backs are up against the wall, you expect your front three to be more involved and heavily. But I felt like apart from when he did take the shot, there was a certain elements about his game today that you just thought, come on, just do a little bit more. We've got the ball now. There's no excuses for him. It was literally today could have been his game like he did against Sheffield United, but where Sheffield United were a bit more open, I felt like he just wasn't. He was going through the motions kind of a little bit and like saying, I just want to get fit for the Euros and then I'm done.
No, yeah, I think that's been the case since the very beginning. But look, let's discuss this week. We've got Villa on Wednesday and Leicester on the final day. Leicester play Chelsea, and Chelsea play Villa, and Leicester play us. So, do you have any hope?
Oh no, Liverpool are going to get top four. It's Liverpool's. Yeah, whoever wins out of Chelsea and Leicester on Tuesday, I believe, is going to take that last position. But Liverpool are probably. I can't see them losing to West Brom today. They've got a job to do, and they've suddenly hit form. You got to remember they are the champions of England, and they're not. They haven't changed much. They've had a bad blip, which has cost them their season, but it's theirs. It's theirs for the taking. I just think we probably might have to beat Leicester for Liverpool to take it. But it's not going to happen for us. I can't see it. I would love us to get that last place, but I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think? Europa League for us?
We've got to get the Europa League. I'm not taking, Thursday nights in that Conference League is going to be dire. Like, there's going to be teams we're going to be going places that, it'd be a great European tour, but it's just, we've got to not try and be in that. Let's leave that competition for someone like Everton or West Ham who have not been in Europe. But we've got to get that Europa League spot. If we want to attract the players as well, because that's what we've got to look at as well. A lot of these players either want to be playing in the Champions League or Europa League. And if we're not in any, we're relying on Levy and Hitchin to try and get us players. And, let's be honest, we've seen what they've attracted and we've seen what it's not been great. And considering
that's an understatement.
It's a weird scenario because I look at the whole, Ndombele and Lo Celso, and everyone's criticised them over the last 2 years. But you kind of got to look at what situation Spurs have been in. When they were both signed, Poch kind of gave up. They weren't the players he realistically wanted. He wanted Fernandes, and he got Lo Celso.
No, he wanted Ndombele. Ndombele.
And
Poch was offered Tielemans and waited for Ndombele.
Yeah, and waited for Ndombele. And you just look at it and go, maybe Ndombele's just taken some time to settle. By the time he's trying to settle, you've brought in Mourinho. Mourinho is a different kettle of fish, and as you can see, he's a very defensive-minded coach. You can see that the players today felt more free. You can blatantly see they felt more free. They wanted to attack. They wanted to push forward. But again, it's been a hectic 2 years for both of them. So actually, maybe if we could bring in a coach that might play to their abilities, we might actually see a different player next year. But again, it's all dependent on who we bring in. That coach is going to be the most important part to this process now.
Yeah. I've got no idea who it's going to be either, but
no.
I agree. It's very important now, for so many reasons.
So many reasons. And that's the thing. Yeah. And I think whoever they kind of go for, they've got to look at it as in we've tried everything. When it comes to coaches, we have tried everything, and it just every single time one of them leaves, we must be the only club in the league that every time a manager leaves, they blame the chairman. Everyone knows who Daniel Levy is. Like, I could not sit there and tell you if it weren't let's talk about Man United, where the Glazers, if they weren't protesting against them, if it came to transfers, I wouldn't be able to tell you who their chairman was. I couldn't tell you nothing. And that goes with most clubs. But everybody knows who Daniel Levy is at our club. And that's a problem. When you think about it, you shouldn't know who our chairman is. He should be just in the background and doing his stuff. But every time, even when you're looking at Sky pan to him, how many chairmen do Sky pan to when he's sitting in the stands? Hardly any. But yet Levy is he must be loving it because he's the focal point of what's going on at the club.
No, I agree. It'll be the biggest summer in many, many years.
Yeah.
And it's about rebuilding now. If we can finish the season strongly and rebuild, hopefully we can go again next year and challenge for that top 4.
Hopefully, yeah. big summer. It's a big hope. It's just a case now. Yeah, it's a case of get that coach in first, because what you have to look at is we're being linked with players and we haven't even got a manager in. So it just tells you who's making the decisions. But again, we've got to bring in top quality players that are actually going to work hard for this team now.
No, I agree. Big summer ahead. Marlon, thank you very much for joining me. Comment, subscribe. Hopefully we end the season strongly. Big game on Wednesday. Villa at home. Fans back in the ground as well.
Yeah.
Comment, subscribe, and as always, come on you Spurs.